Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, so if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, usually I cover stories like this to spread awareness on these situations going on, just so people could be alert of their surroundings, especially when it comes to women. In today's day and age, you can never be too safe, especially with women being misled by men they meet on social media, dating apps, and etc. They may come off as good people, but meeting up, sometimes women are oftenly catfished, whether it's by a man's looks or his personality. By that time, it's too late because women are oftenly taken advantage of sexually, or even worse, lose their life. Which brings us to our next story today, where a man who was as young as 30 years old has been hit with a few charges such as kidnapping, strangulation, assault, and others. This is a man that took the life of his ex-girlfriend and was charged with abusing his current one, in which police didn't know about the death of his ex-girlfriend until they raided his apartment. To their surprise, they found the deceased woman inside of the garbage wrapped up. Now, this is a man who has a history of beating on his girlfriends, but also has a criminal history of robbery, burglary, assault, and others. It's been reported that he was just released from prison 15 months ago after he already served 4 years for robbery and burglary. So it's safe to say that this man is a career criminal, but he upped the stakes this time and may never see the light of day again. This one is pretty shocking and takes a weird twist. However, y'all stay tuned and hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm, so we can spread the message and hopefully protect others so they wouldn't have to go through this same circumstance. If you're not subscribed to the platform, take the time to do so now so you can stay updated on stories just like this. Now let's get straight into it. A Bronx, New York man by the name of Deshawn Owens, who is just 30 years old, had been charged with assault, unlawful imprisonment, strangulation, kidnapping, taking a life, and more. Bronx prosecutors accused Deshawn of tying up his 28-year-old current girlfriend and not allowing her to leave, holding her against her will. They say between December 1st, 2023 and January 19th, 2024, each situation took place at his apartment located on East 179th Street near Mapes Ave in East Tremont, and at his girlfriend's apartment located on East 149th Street. In the apartment Deshawn stayed at, he has been subleasing the apartment since he was released and put on parole, which was expected to end in 2026. When it came to his current girlfriend, reports say that Deshawn tied her up and refused to let her leave. He beat her, strangled her, and threatened her with a knife and broomstick. The girlfriend suffered 2 black eyes, several broken ribs, a punctured pancreas, and internal bleeding during the assault. Law enforcement said she also had several bones in her hand broken as well. Deshawn will be arrested for battery of assault, which also include criminal obstruction of breathing and assault with intent to disfigure. But things would get way worse for him after police would be forced to search his apartment. A neighbor who doesn't wish to be identified called 911 to report a crazy stench that was coming from Deshawn's apartment. Being that Deshawn was already arrested, officers will have to respond to the 5th floor apartment and get in by using the fire escape at around 2 p.m. When officers entered, they will automatically catch wind of the odor and immediately discover the cause. It was a body wrapped up in a plush fabric inside of the garbage can that has clearly been there for a long time. Now, there's no telling how long the body been there as of yet, but the decomposed body was of a woman who police officers believe is an ex-girlfriend of Deshawn's. It may be the same ex-girlfriend Deshawn was sent to jail over, as he received burglary and robbery charges back in October of 2017 after he used her keys to break into her Mott Haven apartment. He went on to steal her wallet and electronics once he gained access to the apartment. He was convicted on those charges and sentenced to 5 years in prison, then released in October of 2022. Now, when it comes to a little bit of details involving Deshawn and the deceased woman that was found, a neighbor says prior to them finding the body, She remembers Deshawn and a woman living there in that apartment. The neighbor will also say that since a month ago, the neighbor stopped seeing and hearing anything come from the apartment as well. The neighbor told news reporters, quote, "It was a guy in his 20s and she was a young girl. It was two people who were staying there, but it wasn't their apartment. They lived there for about 2 or 3 months. I heard their music and a man singing, but then nothing. They disappeared." Now, Anthony Cruz, who is the building superintendent, will also tell reporters, quote, "The window was open for the last 2 weeks, so I didn't smell nothing. I only found out when the next door neighbor called to say the police were here. I'm shocked. I never imagined." Now, I'm assuming that before Deshawn was arrested, he would leave the windows open because he knew that eventually, with the body in the trash can, it'll start smelling. So to kind of suppress the smell from getting out there, he left the windows open. However, a smell like that can't be tamed in such a small apartment, and eventually it'll start to travel all over, in which it did. Law enforcement is still investigating because aside from the case with his current girlfriend, he will now be charged with the woman's body that was found as well. There's no telling how her life was taken or what transpired and led to everything, but I'm sure police will find out after everything is sorted. But it's safe to say that Deshawn will never see the light of day again because he already has a prior criminal history, he was already on parole, then he has his current girlfriend case for kidnapping and other charges, and now he has to explain why a decomposed body of his ex-girlfriend is in his trash can. So that pretty much says it there. Now, a Bronx criminal court judge ordered Deshawn to be held without bail, of course, and let's see what comes out of this one. Now, one of the reasons I found this story interesting is, for one, I have sisters, and two, I do know that these days women are ending up being manipulated by these so-called men that appear to be one way, only to flip out and act totally different somewhere down the line when they get mad or try to be abusive of some sort, and women try to minimize it due to the love that they have for the men. However, the first signs of a man being abusive should also be your first indication to leave him alone immediately. You may find it cute, or you may think it's cool, or you think he loves you, that's why he gets that angry. No. One day things might escalate and you may end up losing your life. Now, as you can see in this story, the man already took the life of one girl and then held his current girl captive against her will. She was lucky that she made it out alive as well, because she could have easily ended up just like the last woman. So once again, always be aware of who you're dealing with, and if you ever come across a man that is extra abusive or got some type of temper or look like he's gonna be abusive, before it's too late, leave. And sometimes these guys don't have a certain look. Like, I know a lot of times girls try to go for a look like, oh, he don't look like he'll do this, or he don't look like he'll do that. Trust me, it could be anybody from any age. Just look at this kid. He was just 30 years old and he's out there taking the lives of women, kidnapping them, all type of craziness. And now his life is thrown away. So y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this, man. Rest in peace to that woman that lost her life, and may her family get the justice that they deserve. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. I'm out.